You hear all the stories about copper wire thefts around the city, but what exactly makes utility boxes like these so attractive for thieves? So why is it that stores are seeing a significant decline in paper coupons? Pick up your phone and you'll find the answer. Digital coupons. A recent push by advocates to turn the land into public park space is sparking a new debate. Is soil like this rid of the harmful chemicals and substances released from the lab? Olvera Street is hosting its annual Dia de los Muertos festival. The 9-day event celebrates the cycle of life and Latino culture.
George, are we in for another crazy week?
Don't worry, guys. Yes, you can put those umbrellas away because it's actually going to be nice out this week. Residents and community members hope those responsible will take the necessary steps to complete a full and thorough cleanup of the area. From the Santa Susana foothills, I'm George Sakers for Valley View News. You hear all the stories about copper wire thefts around the city, but what exactly makes utility boxes like these so attractive for thieves? In the past year, thieves have hit Miracle Mile, the 6th Street Bridge, and other popular areas in the city, leaving many streets in the dark and raising pedestrian safety concerns. Many of them target vulnerable pedestrian infrastructure, like streetlights and utility vaults. Copper has significantly risen in value. The material can sell for over $4 a pound, making even small amounts worth the risk. What began as a citywide infrastructure issue is now creeping into residential neighborhoods. A recent arrest here in Mission Hills is leaving residents frustrated and concerned about the rising trend.
While the police were on their way, we were watching them pulling these materials and hacking them, like sawing them and tossing them in the back of their trunk.
Footage provided by the Perez family shows a group of men dressed in hoodies in front of their home. 2 of the suspects have been booked under grand felony charges and 2 remain at large. In response to the alarming rise in thefts, city leaders are making the issue a top priority.
We continue to deploy additional money behind overtime for repair. It's very frustrating, and sadly, it's not just in my district.
Governor Gavin Newsom recently signed AB 476 into law. The bill enforces stricter guidelines for copper resellers, many of whom unknowingly buy stolen wire. They're now required to keep detailed records of sellers, including multiple forms of ID and verification. While it's too early to tell what impact AB 476 will have on thieves, city officials hope it will keep them away long enough to turn the lights back on. From Van Nuys City Hall, I'm George Sakers for Valley View News. I'm standing at one of the entrances of the Santa Susana Field Lab. Closed to the public, the site has been a source of controversy for residents, community advocates, and local governments. A recent push by advocates to turn the land into public park space is sparking a new debate. Is soil like this rid of the harmful chemicals and substances released from the lab? Once the site of nuclear testing and rocket engine development, today the land is primarily owned by Boeing, which is also responsible for cleaning the hazardous area. NASA and the Department of Energy also share responsibility for their respective portions. Boeing says it has already set aside over 2,000 acres of the area for permanent open space habitat. The aerospace giant says cleanup efforts are already underway, but critics say oversight is lacking from California's Department of Toxic Substances Control.
Essentially, the systemic incentives get turned around, and the people who staff these agencies over time begin working to protect those very entities that they're supposed to be regulating.
Rocket engine testing released toxic solvents into the environment, and in 1959, one of the 10 nuclear reactors on site suffered a partial meltdown, releasing radioactive gases and contaminating surrounding areas. Residents and parents like Melissa Bumstead, who runs Parents Against Santa Susana Field Lab, argue the current cleanup plan will not go far enough to rid the environment of dangerous chemicals.
So we are suing the Department of Toxic Substances Control. We're hoping that if we win, we can fight Boeing's plans to leave 90% behind and go back to the original cleanup agreements that would have made it safe enough where you could even eat the food you grew there.
Residents and community members hope those responsible will take the necessary steps to complete a full and thorough cleanup of the area. From the Santa Susana foothills, I'm George Sakers for Valley View News. With the recent rise in tariffs and inflation soaring, consumers are constantly looking for ways to save. So why is it that stores are seeing a significant decline in paper coupons? Pick up your phone and you'll find the answer. Digital coupons. According to recent reports, 33% of U.S. shoppers are using digital coupons in store this year, up from 25% last year. Popular apps like Ibotta and Rakuten offer consumers the ability to view store coupons anytime and anywhere. Many tech-savvy shoppers have found ways to save big using their own personal digital coupons.
Mostly from email. I use them off of email when I get them sent to me pretty much 90% of the time, and then they have the apps on them, Ralph's or CVS. Anything that's expensive because they give you 20 or 40%, so it's usually food, products for skin.
Retailers have taken notice of the surge in digital couponing, creating their own apps and programs to compete with popular apps like Ibotta and keep up with consumer demand. But not every customer is happy about the new digital changes to couponing.
Because you have to look to do something on your camera and put the QR code and things like this, and for me it's boring.
Many stores still offer paper coupons for the 23% of shoppers who prefer to use them, and they probably won't be going away anytime soon. From Calabasas, I'm George Sakers for Valley View News.